Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Thank you much for joining me. I just watched a video from Bashar Communications, and it was in regards to just copyright in general, but specifically in relation to Bashar's copyrighted material. You know, Bashar Communications and Bashar's copyrighted material. And it was such a lovely video, just as a whole. And a while back, I listened to something like that, not that particular video, but the idea itself. And I had talked to someone else that I considered very in high alignment, and we were talking about these types of ideas in copyright law. And I went on a purge. I got rid of all my stuff, excess stuff in my house, and I went electronically on a rampage, and I deleted everything that I had never purchased, and that I didn't feel that if I was the copyright owner that I would want somebody to have, without honoring the copyright itself by sustaining those persons' ability to make more material by supporting it. Because a lot of times what you're asking when you're saying this information is free, well, all information is free. If you get into alignment with yourself to be able to have access to whatever information you want within creation, you can. What you're paying for is the service, and Bashar and Darryl Anka, and Bashar comes through and rings and chimes through on this, and I genuinely, for anybody watching this, say to watch this video. It will be the first link down below, and to watch it for several reasons. I have a couple of people that I've worked with, that I've talked to, and they like the idea of torrents and being able to download things and having access to movies and stuff like that. And I explained to them that I deleted all that type of stuff or ideas that I ever had in the way of music or anything, even the stuff that I grabbed off of YouTube from Bashar, even if it was from Bashar Communication itself, because I feel that's not energetically representative, and I blew it all away. And I kept the things that I had purchased from Bashar Communications. I bought them. I own the right to watch them and or resell that one item, provided that I get rid of that whole item. But I don't have DVDs and whatnot. I have downloads. I don't think those are transferable. But the idea is sound. So the core idea is serving the best interest of all concerned. So if you're downloading something, you say that should be free, you're not honoring the time. So if Bashar Communication did all the kinds of free events, or I did all kinds of, free types of consultations, and that's all I did for anything that I do, how would I support myself in this collective agreement that we have at this point in time? I wouldn't be able to. So they go on to explain in very, very high detail, in a way that made me cry, in that at the end, Bashar was basically saying, we are giving you this chance that it is very likely, if all this pirating and all this sharing and all this circumvention of this collective agreement called the copyright wasn't going on, that there would be a lot more information coming through. And when you do this and you share this, you change the energy of the information that's being shared, because that person is breaching a collective agreement, and the other person person's now encouraging another person to do it, and that person that's joining them is also breaching by agreement the collective agreement. Blah. That's a lot. So that is a very beautiful message, and it's also saying that those that are breaching this collective agreement might not necessarily get into the idea of first contact. Let's say that again, in a different way. If you're not energetically commensurate with the idea of first contact to a full holistic being, if you're in fear and you feel you need to download these things, and that the information can't get to you through synchronicity when it needs to get there, in an energetic signature that was representative of how it should have been represented in its entirety, without being tainted in these other ideas, or that you could have the money if you wanted to buy these things in any way by following your highest excitement, that you're breaching this agreement. And by breaching this agreement, you are not energetically in alignment of being commensurate with first contact. So I am sending this message as I do agree with the message that was sent and what Darryl Anka was saying, and because I have copyright material. I mean, I've been a photographer, and I've been working on a project to shoot short films, and we want to hold those copyrights, and we want the idea of people who are excited to produce those as feature films, those short film ideas into feature films that would, want to be energetically representative of compensating us for that, since that is still the collective agreement, and we're starting to make other higher end agreements to change those types of agreements of what money looks like. And crowdfunding is one of those. It's still a monetary exchange, but it's much different an idea. And there's a lot of other ideas for fair trade that are coming out. And eventually those will replace, and other ideas will replace what we have in place now. But you're still breaching that collective agreement that's been agreed to by the collective consciousness. So my plea with you, and it's fine, whichever you choose, if you want to choose, damn, I want to download whatever I want, that's fine, you can. Just understand that is not commensurate with first contact for you individually, very likely, because you are willingly breaching this idea, and you are living in fear because you are downloading things that you think that you wouldn't normally be able to get in synchronicity or monetarily through other means by following your pure, true, highest excitement. I get a little emotional about this. So, damn, this is like high energy photons that are pure unconditional love. I've been giving myself permission to drink those up, and the blood moon was just here, so it's like blah, 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 blah. And I've been noticing through synchronicity, I've had a lot more money coming in now, and the things that I'm doing are a lot more exciting, and I'm turning down other offers that were historically very interesting, and multi-million-dollar types of ideas that, hey, if you do this thing and it works out, there'll be some big dollars at the end of the tunnel. But I'm like, I actually told somebody, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound exciting to me. And they're in the old energy, they don't understand, and they took great exception to that. They were not a happy camper, and to the degree where they haven't even communicated with me at all since I said no, I'm not going to do that. Kind of like they stomped their feet and they're pouting. It's interesting. They're used to getting their way, let's just put it that way, and they didn't get their way this time. So I'm peeling away every layer and every layer and every layer humanly possible, energetically, that I don't feel is within my highest excitement for fun. And I have gone and deleted all this stuff that I had, and I did that in June, matter of fact. I had tons of stuff from Bashar, from YouTube and other things. I kept all the stuff that I bought from Bashar Communications directly, and I deleted everything else. And I deleted all the movies I might have had. If I have DVD copies, I kept the electronic copy, like the Blu-ray types of copies and stuff, because that is an agreement. It was part of the DVD and the Blu-ray. So I didn't like it at the time. I wasn't really happy about it, but I did go and fry it all. I even deleted it out of my Dropbox account as well, so that it was gone. It was gone. No iterations. It no longer existed, including backups and everything. I did that because of a conversation I was having with someone else, and it sparked an idea that, yeah, I do agree with that, and I have copyright material myself I would want honored. So, why do I have material that I would feel that is not serving the best of all concerned? So that's the message for today, and it is, I will say lastly, that in this message from Bashar, at the very end of the video, the full 30-minute video, which will be the one that's in the description here, as the very first link, he said this will be, and it's okay either way, whichever you decide, just know that one is commensurate with first contact and one is not. And the second was, this will be the only time this message will be delivered. Only time, boys and girls. Meaning that you understand, you've been told, and I actually emailed a friend of mine that I've been working with that is still a lot of, way out of alignment with this idea. And, I may still have some of the Bashar stuff sitting there. I'm going to have to sort through it again just to make sure. I did segment my folders out for paid and everything. There's only a couple things in there, but I'm going to go back and check that again. I also have the idea, and on Bashar Communications site, there's this link to support the Bashar Restoration or Foundation Effect to restore a lot of the old videos that might not be up to par, and to rescue some old stuff so that the messages are still there. there's a place to go donate, and it says if you feel energetically out of alignment, that you feel that you've been watching Bashar stuff, or if you've seen material that you don't feel that you've paid for, that this is a way to balance that out. So I would encourage that as well, to go to Bashar.com, and if you feel out of alignment, to tilt that back. I'm going to have to do that a few times to tilt that into a scale that I feel energetically in alignment with. So that's the idea, and I think personally that it's a very important message, especially when Bashar says this will be the only time that it's delivered, and it's fine whichever direction you go. Just know that you're choosing it consciously, and take responsibility. Like I was talking about from that customer, he's like, well, why is that important? I'm like, well, you're put on your big boy pants, take responsibility for yourself. So that would be my message as well. Put on your big boy or girl pants and take responsibility for yourself. If you have materials that you feel are out of alignment, you're in fear that they can't come in a way that's best, and you're damaging the materials energetically when you post them in this way, and you post them in this type of agreement that breaches collective consciousness agreements. So it's very interesting, and I guess I was feeling that a couple months ago, because I went on a rampage and just deleted everything, and energetically, cleaned house as well. I have a cousin that has a whole bunch of my stuff from an old storage unit, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go through everything and go on an energetic rampage as well. I want some photos and this and that and the other thing, but a lot of that's just going to go to Goodwill and whatnot and get donated, because it's just a lot of old ideas and stuff like that are in there. So thank you very much for watching. Again, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching, life, business, and spiritual, and now retreats, boys and girls. Yes, I finally finished them, and they came out quite beautiful, very energetically available to be extraordinarily detailed and tailored to an individual's needs to realign yourself, energetically and physically, so that you can go to different vortexes and take an adventure together. And if you do like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. There's tons of stuff going on down below in the description. There is the link to the Bashar video, obviously, and then a link to Etsy store and the retreats and all these other types of ideas like the foundation and stuff like that. So tons of stuff in there. Thank you very much for joining me again, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Thank you for joining me. Please, just for your own sake, if you are of the idea of first contact, then step back and definitely do examine these ideas and watch that video, because there's something energetically in that video that's being conveyed over the verbal communication that's there. So I think that's something that would be useful if you're out of alignment with this idea. Thank you very much. Love and light, and have a fantastic day.